We'll find ourselves here at the Ginkle Heath this morning on Will and Arthur's mega trip. So this is the landing zone for around about 2,000 British. And this is one of the famous places where the SS were just chilling on a bit of R&R and a bit of paratrooper practice shooting. So the size of it is awesome, and it's such a nice place. I doubt it was this nice all those years ago. And this is around about, I'd say, it seems to be about 7 or 8 miles outside of Oosterbeek. So quite a long way out, much further than you really think when you watch the films and read the books. It's a long way. So yeah, what a place.
This forest just to the left of you, they come through the forest to Recce. They see German anti-aircraft positions in the forests, so they decide they can't go back because they've now been cut off. They make their way up here. They see out on the road, at this point they are guys out the Jeep, just the drivers in, rolling it slowly and quietly, everyone on a foot recce. They get to this road here and they see some British paras walking down the road, and they expect that that's the guys that they need to try and find and see. Turns out that them British paras are actually prisoners of war being marched down. It becomes very apparent up this road now, on both sides is a German battalion, regiment type size, all coming down this road on both sides, walking down. They've got machine guns, they've got flat guns, they're coming down both sides. They're actually heading to the landing zones and round Walpaver. Half tracks as well. So what happens is the Recce find themselves in a position where they can't go back that way, and down this way is basically another Hell's Highway. You've got Germans on both sides of the road. So it's agreed that they're going to do a sprint, every man for himself. The Jeeps race out of that little turning on the other side of the calf, and we're now going to follow the exact route that they followed. If you look in your booklets, on the page which has got a few destroyed Jeeps in the St Elizabeth hospital, sorry. I'm trying to think what page it's on. There should be St Elizabeth's Hotel with the Red Cross flying from it, and a couple of damaged Jeeps, if everyone's got that. You can see the cowling of the Jeeps actually split in two from a round going straight through it. There's a grave right next to that as well. That is basically what happened to every single Jeep that came down this road, minus around 2 or 3. Is that ran off? No, it's not ran off battery, just beeps at me. So they come down here, Jeeps are getting shot at from both sides of the road, their foot to the floor, doing 50 or just over. Guys sat with their legs over the back, Wrangling at the back, firing, just absolutely shooting where they can. They've got the Vickers K shooting in both directions, rifles, machine guns, Bren guns firing in every direction. The Germans just pointing to the road with their machine guns, their rifles, fire at the Jeeps. One guy gets shot through the head, falls off the back of the Jeep. They can't stop, they have to leave him. That's McSkimmins. His medals were in the Hartenstein Hotel.
We'll see him later as well.
Yeah, we'll see him later in the cemetery as well. A lot of the guys in this ambush are buried right next to each other. One Jeep gets shot, spins off in front of another one, goes into the ditch, flips in the air, overturns and smashes directly into a tree and blows up. that is basically the same as what happens for all these Jeeps. They swerve, they make every man for himself, they turn corners doing 40, 50, and about 2 or 3 make it to safety down the Wolf Hazelbeg, which we'll see shortly, to safety, but the rest of them are wiped out.
Yeah, so by turning these troops around, Thompson saves the British Airborne. No, I didn't.
We're here at the Oosterbeek church, approximately 1,000 years ago. One of the biggest events in its history was the Battle of Market Garden. The first British Airborne ended up using this as like a final outpost during the later battles of the war. Obviously, when the Germans had taken back lots of the area that they captured and pushed them back and back and back, obviously as shown in the film, theirs is the glory. There's quite a lot of damage you can see on the church, battle wounds. Here we are now, what a place.
The market to the right of it, if you go here again, so you got some spare time, there's an excellent bedded now with a board with us pointing vertical. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it.
And we're there now driving round the perimeter on our Jeep tour, seeing some great sights. I can't show you them all because I haven't got the knowledge, and we're moving pretty quick. So yeah, what a great day. Will and Arthur have done a stunning job of showing us round Oosterbeek. So here at Hackett's Hollow, where 150 men held out and then fought off the Germans, who were armed with much bigger equipment, and then they did a bayonet charge out of here to head into Oosterbeek to continue the fight there. I mean, this next level bravery stuff this is, isn't it? And there was injured men, there was all sorts in here. Amazing. And it's not that big. It's the end of our 2-day trip around the Oosterbeek and Arnhem area, and where else to finish it? Naturally, the Arnhem Cemetery. 1,754 dead in here, British, Polish as well, and these are from all aspects of the forces that fought here and lost their lives. So we're just going to have a quiet wander around and a little bit of time to reminisce. It's been a fantastic trip, and yeah, what a fitting end. It's worth noting that 4 of the 5 Victoria Cross winners are buried and remembered here. Here is one at the lower end of the cemetery, John Hollington Greyburn. If you look on the plaque in front of his grave, he says him and his men held a forward position near the north end of the Arnhem Bridge for 3 nights and 2 days. Twice wounded, John continued to lead his men until he was killed. For courage and devotion to duty, he was awarded the Victoria Cross. So, I mean, all these people here, it's bravery on the next level, and I'm sure there's many tales that we'll never hear of bravery and helping colleagues and friends. So it's just a time to have a bit of a remember. But fascinating.
So here is Albert Willingham of the 10th Parachute Battalion. He died in a cellar after a German grenade was thrown into the cellar with a Dutch family. He dived on the grenade and sadly died, but it saved the Dutch family. And whilst on this trip yesterday, we actually came across the son of one of the family that was in the cellar when he jumped on them. So, bit of a weird coincidence meeting the family member of this that this guy saved.
And I'll add that today on our trip around Oosterbeek, we've passed the house where he was buried a couple of times, which was the back of a medic station, and now we're here with his grave. So yeah, he was obviously put here later on with all the other graves. Go.
Okay, so today we've scattered some soil on the grave of this chap here, Leslie Jones. Now he was killed on the 20th of September, aged just 20 years. He was a dispatch rider and he's local to where I live. In fact, he's related to a work colleague of mine. So his work colleagues have never actually visited his grave here in Oosterbeek. So what I did, I found out where he lived, and indeed the address, the farm that he grew up at, and indeed where he said his goodbyes from when he came to war. So I got some soil and we've scattered it here today, which I hope will be a fitting remembrance for him, and bless him, he'll appreciate having some of his own soil with him forever.
So we're here at the grave of one of the 5 Victoria Cross winners at the Battle of Arnhem. This is D.S. Lord. He was a Dakota pilot. What happened was he was coming in on the resupply mission on the 19th of September to try and drop supplies to the troops in and around Oosterbeek, trying to get to the bridge at Arnhem. D.S. Lord was flying in around about 1,500 feet when he was hit by flak. His plane immediately caught fire. So what he did, he brought it back down to 900 feet, dropped out the supply crates, didn't get them all out on the first go, so he went round again. The plane's still on fire the whole time he's going round. Goes round for a second go, gets rid of all the supply crates where they should go, tells his crew to bail out, and he stays with his plane to make sure it doesn't land within the Oosterbeek perimeter. We've come to visit him today and pay respects. It's D.S. Lord.